Hey there, welcome back. Here we are again. Thanks for being here. So, the last couple of videos I've been talking about my experience ever since I had what I call a major paradigm shift or awakening, and about how after years of living this sort of peaceful and balanced life, I experienced a second, deeper shift recently that left me feeling discontent after a while. And today I want to try to explain what I mean by that. You see, after my paradigm shift, everything, well, it suddenly made sense for the first time in my life. I was living from the inside out, finally, instead of just being bashed about like a ball in a pinball machine by everything coming at me from the outside world. It was the first time I experienced being free from all the wants and needs that actually plague us our whole life. And it was a time when I finally slowed down long enough to actually start living in the moment, appreciating every moment. It was a great state to be in, and part of it was I knew that I could accomplish whatever I put my energy to because I had no fear of failure, really no anxiety about much of anything, because I could suddenly see how good things lead to bad things, which then lead to good things. So the whole concept of good or bad just kind of disappeared, with leaving me the ability to appreciate everything just for what it was. And during this time, I had the pleasure to stop working for other people, other companies, and just work for myself, taking odd jobs as I felt like it with friends, helping them add value to places. Work actually became a bit meaningful for me again. I moved into a shuttle bus that I converted, lived out of that for 5 or 6 years, and got rid of credit cards and bank accounts and just traveled up and down the West Coast for a while. And during all that time, I had loads of plans to make music. I'm a musician, I'm a performer, and I wanted to put on performances on the road and document the journey. But after 5 or 6 years, I never did. Every time I tried, something felt off about it. Off about, I don't know, going down that road that I'd gone down before in the same way. I thought at first I simply needed the right, I don't know, approach, the right way to make it not all about me and my ego. And maybe that's true. Maybe I just need to figure out how to actually do it. But every time I thought I had a good idea, there was something about it that I realized that I couldn't actually bring myself to do the idea, to realize it. And a good example of this is this whole time I had planned to create a YouTube channel documenting my travels and the creative process of making a music project on the road. I got the gear, even started filming and editing the first episode, and it was fun. But I soon realized that if I continued down that path, I would be choosing to live an inauthentic life. I would be choosing to observe my life, and then all of my actions would become influenced by that observation. I'd begin to make choices based on the desire to create a fun story to tell, and no longer based on who I really am or what I felt like doing at the time. And that was my old paradigm, which was valuable way to live at the time, but I can't even pretend it's real anymore. It would just feel too hollow to live that way. I went through so many plans and ideas that I finally had to admit I wasn't actually going to do any of them. And part of me realized I was just creating complication and artificial stress by my need to have a plan at all. The need to define myself by what I was doing or going to do. And on some level, I guess I was afraid to be a complete nobody going nowhere. And so I had to let it all go and focus on being instead of doing. And that's when my paradigm shifted again, and I felt like I went deeper on my own journey. And I can't say I was ready for it, but I was intrigued by it because the last paradigm shift had led me to so many interesting discoveries. But it's been about a year and a half since that happened now, and I know it was the right direction, but I seem to have lost a lot of my pleasure in life, that waking up every day with everything being perfect. Like, it almost feels like something's missing now, and maybe I don't know, need to get used to that feeling, but it seems like a lot of the pleasure in my life slowly drained away, leaving me feeling passive and maybe even stagnant. And yeah, so this is where I'm at now, and I hope you can understand maybe a little bit more about the two different stages that I was going in. And I'd like to get more into the second stage in the next video, because that's the one I'm still trying to process. So until then, thanks for being here with me, and I hope we talk again soon.